some potentially good news in the push to reopen schools safely during this pandemic. The CDC says classrooms can reopen if teachers have not been vaccinated, as long as the COVID protocols are met. San Francisco is actually suing their own school district to force reopenings there. Meg Oliver has more on this story.
Dayaniro Kalaorano's son, Amaru, started 6th grade this year, but he's never even stepped inside of his middle school. It, like all public schools in San Francisco, shut down at the height of the pandemic. Teachers have refused to return until a number of conditions are met, including a staff testing plan and COVID-19 prevention measures.
How do you feel about the teachers' unions refusing to go back in person?
I think that's not right. They are not thinking about the kids. They are not thinking about how the kids are being impacted.
This has become Amaru's primary classroom.
At the beginning, he was engaged, he was motivated, but then, after all these months, they just lost.
San Francisco, backed by Mayor London Breed, filed a lawsuit against its own school district Wednesday in an attempt to force classrooms back open. City officials point to more than 100 private and parochial schools that have reopened, with almost 16,000 students attending in-person classes and less than 5 cases of suspected in-school COVID transmission.
Our kids are suffering. And the inequalities that existed before this pandemic have only become more severe.
Public school teachers like Megan Kaluza say they're just as desperate to get back to the classroom, but with proper safety protocols.
We're relying on our state government to provide everything that we have, and we just haven't had enough.
For now, parents like Kalaorano are doing what they can to help their kids, even if it means moving remote learning to a park.
How does it make you feel?
It makes me feel kind of like I'm not even in school, like I'm just on the computer, sitting down, waiting.
Teachers like Megan Kaluza told us they want regular testing for students and staff and increased ventilation in schools. The San Francisco Unified School Superintendent called the lawsuit frivolous, insisting they do have a comprehensive plan in place. Lawsuits are multiplying nationwide. Here in Montclair, New Jersey, they became the first district in the state this week to sue their teachers union after a staff shortage forced them to cancel their reopening plan in January. Guys?
Meg, thank you very much. A couple things that I know teachers are saying.
Because you live with a teacher.
Because I live with a teacher. The CDC did a study that basically says it's okay to send kids back to school. But that study was conducted in rural Wisconsin. So if you work in New York or Chicago or San Francisco, the circumstances are very different. The second is, if bringing teachers back into school and kids back is a national priority, and everybody believes it should be, then get the teachers vaccinated.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Just get them vaccinated.
Seems like a no-brainer, doesn't it?
Right? Just get them vaccinated.
Front of the line right now.
Yeah.
Let's make it happen.
Put them at the front of the line, get them vaccinated. That will ease a lot of this.
Because right now everybody's suffering. The kids are suffering, the parents are suffering, and the teachers are suffering.
And my wife works. My wife spends 8 hours every day teaching Zoom classes, and then immediately goes online again to look for an appointment for a vaccine. And cannot find one.
And we should remember the villain here is the virus.
Yes.
And everyone's united in that fight.